Virginia International Raceway is located on the Virginia-North Carolina border and provides drivers with a challenging track made of narrow turns, long straights, humps and downhills that challenge the driving skills of all drivers racing here. Our analysis starts at the finish line where we find a slight bend to the right where the motion platform moves both in the lateral and a bit in the vertical direction. The platform shows a small compression just before the straight braking section approaching turn 1. It's a long hairpin, which requires a lot of attention to correctly prepare the trajectory for the next 2 turns. The motion platform moves backwards and slightly to the right during the brake action and the turn approach, and then it moves progressively more laterally and turns in yaw, giving a realistic feeling of the hairpin shape. Turn 2 is done with a blending action at the exit of turn 1. It has a slight bank, and the simulator gives the correct feeling to prepare for turn 3. Turn 3 is a 90-degree turn to the left with slight counterbanking, which requires a prudent modulated braking while pointing to its apex. The DiM400 with longitudinal, lateral and yaw in simultaneous motion gives the best possible realistic feeling. This turn presents a late apex on a hump that hides turn 5 and 5A and requires a strong and precise braking action, reflected by the sharp backwards motion of the disc frame. After the braking, the DiM400 moves mainly in the lateral, yaw and vertical directions, and all motion cues are well coordinated. Immediately after, you have a change in direction for turn 5. Turns 4, 5 and 5A are very important for sustaining the highest possible speed before the long straight after the full throttle turn 6. Turns 7, 8, 9, 10 represent a challenging sequence for the high variability of horizontal and vertical curvatures as well as banking. Turns 7, 8, 9 are to be driven with one single objective in mind: to have the vehicle at the right position and heading for the braking of turn 10. The DiM400 gives extremely good and natural feedback for all combined motions. The lateral, longitudinal, roll, pitch, yaw and vertical directions are uniquely connected and harmonized, allowing the driver to feel the vehicle-road interaction at best. Turn 10 hides the view of the short downhill which follows to approach turn 11. It's possible to appreciate the vertical motion of the platform at the apex of turn 10 where the vehicle gets lighter, followed by the compression just before the strong braking action before turn 11. The big platform vertical motion helps the driver to understand when it's the right time to brake for turn 11. Turns 11, 12 are separated by a short straight line and have to be driven as a single turn. The apex of turn 11 is about in the middle of the track in order to point to the correct apex of the closing turn 12. Nevertheless, the 2 turns require a progressive double steering action due to the curvature of the driving line. The DiM400 disc frame has enough space to provide the driver the right sense of lateral acceleration and yaw velocity. In the long straight after turn 12, the platform moves mainly vertically, which makes the vertical slope of the Virginia track very perceptible. An initially huge and then progressively modulated braking action is required up to the hump of turn 14. A sudden change of direction is necessary after turn 14 to prepare for turns 15, 16, 17. These curves are done in rapid sequence. They go downhill with slight counterbanking. The DiM400 gives an excellent perception of the inversion of banking between turn 15 and 16, which is very important for the braking before turn 17, which is essential to maximize speed in 17A and to carry it on to cross the finish line as fast as possible. Virginia International Raceway is the perfect track to test the DiM400 capabilities at the limit. High yaw angle travel, as well as longitudinal, lateral and vertical movements of the motion platform make the driver feel every change in direction or altitude as if he was driving the real car on the real track.